The Truck Driver Safety and Wellness Symposium is underway. The event is held under the theme, Your Wellness is Our Concern. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is following that story. Nqobile, a very good morning to you. You've been tracking the developments at that symposium and, of course, safety and wellness coming out at the forefront.
Definitely important. In fact, we've just heard some of them speaking about the fact that some of the drivers that you see inside have had a chance to be able to check their eyes, but also check their blood pressure and so on. So there's already a truck here that's just being able to do that and be able to give them advices in terms of what to do going forward. But further along that line, we've also heard about infringement, which we're hearing at this point, that about 15 points is going to be given to a driver. And if you infringe on that, then there'll be 1 point that goes away until eventually your license is cancelled. But of course more details will be given to us by RTIA about that infringement. But right now I want to bring in the Trucking Association to speak to us about some of the issues, of course, that are of a great concern. We've spoken to a driver who said safety is one of the major issues, especially as a female driver.
Look, this symposium today, that the department has taken an initiative to bring in operators and truck drivers together is for us to be able to understand those incidents that the driver keeps on telling us on a daily basis, to say as we are traveling with the trucks, it is dangerous on the road, and beyond being in an accident, but there are other things that are happening at the cross border where a lot of our truck drivers are being hijacked. Cell phones have been taken away from them, and some of our drivers have been raped. So the symposium today is saying that truck drivers must be openly tell us exactly what is happening in the industry, and together with us as operators to be able to tell them what measures are we taking to make sure that they are safe on the road.
And those measures, of course, needs to be immediate, I can imagine. So what are the discussions that are taking place between you and transport?
We are engaging on the fact that we should increase the devices that we put in the trucks itself. Not only to have a tracking device, but also making sure that we have devices of a speed dial, and also to be able to record those trucks as they pass each and every truck stop, because it is going to assist us to monitor where is the truck and what time it is, because a lot of companies now had to go to the extent of hiring more security companies, and looking at the economy in South Africa, it's getting more and more expensive to transport goods on the road, and at the end of the day we need to deliver to our customers.
And whilst you deliver to your customers, there are also motorists that are driving right next to these trucks. Are you talking to them about ensuring that they drive accordingly? I mean, I myself take an N3 every now and then, and it becomes very difficult as we see some of those trucks not adhering to the road.
In 2022, as an association, as TASA, we launched the Safety Awareness Campaign, where we then took it upon ourselves to be able to speak to the truck drivers as well as pedestrians, and be able to alert small vehicles to know that a truck does not stop immediately. And they must be able to consider a truck on the road. And the other thing is that if you don't see a driver on the mirror, you must know that there's a challenge, because that truck is not seeing you. So those are the measures, those are the messages that we are sending to our truck drivers. And also we've introduced a reflector that is a white strip in front of a truck, so that when the truck is coming to you, that reflector, if the lights are not there, that reflector can be able to talk to the car that is coming. And also the reflecting tapes all over the trailer itself, that a 34-ton cannot travel on the road, because if you curve, then a person cannot see you that you are turning. But those things that you've introduced, they are assisting our truck drivers, because today they can be able to talk to us, and we can be able to meet them on the road and give them the pamphlets and engage with them and tell them that we are, as operators, taking it upon ourselves that one life is one life too many on the road.
And when we talk about regulations in the freight industry, what are you pushing for at this very moment to ensure that even the drivers that are driving are properly equipped, and have the documentation to drive?
The freight industry was deregulated in 1988. And the issuing of the operator license was deregulated in 1974. So at the moment we had to bring in that petition back to the Department of Transport to say let's re-regulate the industry, because if you look at other modes of transport, all of them they are regulated, but the freight industry, any person can buy a truck and get into the road. There is no responsibility to it, and there's nobody that is giving us a risk assessment as to why are they on the road. There's no database, there's no information about the operator, there's no statistics of the goods that have been moved. So the regulation is going to bring back the responsibility of the Department of Transport to be able to speak to the freight industry and together agree. It passed last year, September, on the 24th in Parliament, but now it's going back for the NCOP for them to be able to approve it. But yes, we had to re-regulate the industry because it is crucial, and we cannot afford to see accidents, and any operator cannot take responsibility of the accident that has happened on the road.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Mary Paddy. She is from the Trucking Association of South Africa, talking about regulation about how important it is to make sure that all these drivers are safe, not just the truck drivers, but the motorists that they are also driving on the road with these truck drivers. So these are some of the conversations that are currently taking place in this symposium.